My name is Jeremy Sitka, and I'm a resident of Collin County for the past 20 years and the chair of the Collin County Democratic Party. I'm here to stand up for the Muslim community in favor of the proposal, and here is why. Religious freedom is not a privilege granted to the majority, it is a right guaranteed to all. Today, the uproar over the proposed Epic City community is not just about zoning laws or permits. It is a litmus test for whether we, as a society, truly believe in the First Amendment's promise that government shall never infringe on the free exercise of religion or freedom from religion. To suggest this right only applies to Judeo-Christian religions would have the founding fathers and framers of our Constitution rolling in their graves. The proposed Epic City is not a compound, but a community built by a religious group, but open to all. There are no religious tests for residency, no restrictions based on faith, and certainly no plans to impose religious law. Let me be clear, baseless accusations that all Muslims support Hamas are not only false, but deeply harmful. The overwhelming majority of Muslims condemn such extremism. Our Constitution does not distinguish between faiths, yet Muslim communities routinely face disproportionate opposition to projects that other religious groups pursue without controversy. Synagogues, churches, and temples are celebrated as pillars of communities, but when Muslims seek the same, they're met with suspicion, conspiracy theories, and bureaucratic hurdles. This is hypocrisy, plain and simple. Imagine if a church faced special hearings over unfounded fears about traffic or safety. We'd rightly call it discrimination. Why then do we tolerate this double standard for Muslims? The melting pot of America is stronger by accepting diverse communities and not requiring them to have to assimilate to be American. Critics often mask prejudice behind practical concerns, but history shows these objections vanish when applied equally. When a mosque is opposed for reasons never raised against a megachurch, it's not about logistics, it's about bias. Singling out and fear-mongering Muslim institutions erodes the very values we claim to protect: equality, liberty, and justice. The Commissioner's Court focused strictly on the county's legal responsibility in evaluating Epic City. This is bigger than one project. It's about reaffirming that religious freedom is not conditional. It's about refusing to let fear and lack of understanding divide us. To the decision makers, uphold the Constitution. To the community, we are better than this. Be true patriots and choose inclusion over fear, not in spite of our differences, but because of them. Let's prove America's commitment to liberty is not a hollow promise, but a living ideal. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our next speakers, when we resume.
My name is Darrell Evans, a resident of Collin County and former Democratic candidate for House District 89. I've seen a troubling pattern in Texas where marginalized communities, Black, brown, immigrant, and migrant populations are consistently targeted. From discriminatory laws like Show Me Your Papers and anti-Chinese legislation to current scrutiny of this specific community here in Collin County. It's clear that systemic injustice persists. From what I heard today, Epic City is still in the idea phase of planning. And to have the Texas Rangers and Attorney General's office and others already investigating an idea, in America, are we now spending tax dollars investigating ideas? Is that where we are? The Democratic Party, especially here in Texas, Collin County, stand with these communities. Unlike the state and local GOP efforts to marginalize, as we align with working people and their values. Governor Abbott and Attorney General Paxton's actions are blatant misuses of power against communities striving for a better life. These individuals deserve fair treatment and real representation. We must advocate for an inclusive Texas where everyone, regardless of race, religion, or background, can thrive. It's disappointing that these so-called Christians with American values are so quick to abandon those values and the Constitution. My hope is that this commission will remember that they represent all residents, not just folks with Christo-fascistic ideologies. Thank you for allowing this public comment.